Everyone. This is second module in Human Element series, Resource Management, Chapter 1, Management Styles. Module 1, two videos were already have been uploaded. You can go through them if you as you feel like. In this module, we'll talk about resource management. The perspective of the seafarers, because this course basically is designed for the seafarers. So, what resources a seafarer has, and what is the meaning of management? Resources, yes, your equipment which are fitted on board, like pressure gauges, for example, it's giving you some information, so it's your resource. Your office is your resource. Your pilot is a resource. All right. Your shore authorities, when you come to the port, your tug master is your resource. Most important for a seafarer working on a ship is the people on board the ship are your resources, isn't it? Apart from many other resources. So, what is management? Management have many definitions, but simply speaking, management means you can or define management as to increase the effectiveness of your resources is the management. To control, to direct, to supervise your all available resources is the management. All right. So in this we will talk management style. How different managers manage their resources which are available to them. Especially this human element means perspective of the uh, managers as how they deal with your with their ship personnel. All right, that is the basic we will be talking about in this lecture series. See, lecture video, chapter 1. Okay. You must know who is your teacher, instructor, guide, mentor. So, welcome aboard. I am Sanjeev Mehta and I am your instructor for this module on human elements, leading to the Maritime Resource Management course going ahead. With over 2 decades of teaching, training, and mentoring experience, this lecture series is based on various study material I came across. I acknowledge all those whose write-ups, information, or guidelines I may have used while preparing this lecture. This course is designed not just to inform you, but to prepare you to act, think, and respond when it matters the most. So let's begin this voyage by understanding the fundamentals that prepares you to manage your resources effectively. On board a ship, your master, your chief engineer are your managers. So different master, chief engineers have different styles of functioning, working based on their experiences, knowledge, etc. So in this module we'll talk about the what are the various management styles different masters and chief engineers adopt, and how does it affect functioning on board the vessel, whether it is helpful, not helpful, increases the effectiveness of the resources available, etc., etc. So there are several frameworks for categorizing management styles, but 5 commonly recognized ones we'll discuss here. The first one, we can call it a tiger style of management, where the manager, like or the master or the chief engineer, is an autocratic style of management. He gives direction. Mostly, he gives direction, one-way communication. He doesn't expect any input from his officers or the crew. He doesn't like to be challenged. What he has said has to be followed. That's called tiger style of management. Then there is another style of management, commonly called penguin style of management, which is supportive. Support his staff. That means for his people he is having. He is more accommodating towards his people. Basic is going to the extent that he over accommodate his people, and all what he does is wants to have good relation with these people on board the ship. It has its own pros and cons. We'll see what they are as we go ahead. Then there what is called empowering visionary style of management, commonly called Dolphin. Dolphin style of management. Dolphin is a very flexible manager. He is not fixed in his ideas. He keeps changing his style of functioning depending on his team, experience of his team, and also the requirement of the task at hand, how important it is, how urgent it is. All right. Then there are other managers which are very passive. Some they are almost disengaged with the day-to-day management functioning. Also called sloth. Sloth, moves very slowly. Or also snail, remains hidden. Snail comes out only to eat or something. He heads is out, otherwise snail remains inside, cannot be seen. So that kind of management. Then there are, you can say, commonly found managers or master or chief engineer, which are good, not so good. There's always a chance they can always improve. So you can say middle of the style or run of the mill managers, most common ship style of management. So we'll see what all these management styles are and how they affect working on a ship. Okay. So these management styles occur depending upon how the people, that means the master or chief engineer, who are leading the team, look at the task or work and job at hand. Also, how they look, how convenient or inconvenience it will be for the people, or how much pressure they can put on their people. So some give more importance to the task. For them, task is important, which needs to be done as good as possible, as early as possible, believing that people are there to do the task and they are getting money for that, they are getting paid for that. That is the purpose they are there on the ship. They better work, even at the cost of personal needs. So some managers are very strict. So all the thing is the work has to be done. Work is the priority. People is not the priority. That is some managers or some in between. On the other hand, there are managers who do believe that work has to be done. Of course, that is why the team is there. But at the same time, concern for the people must be there. Task is important, but it is not as important as the people. Because when the people are happy, they achieve more. So people are more important. Because without the team members, task will suffer. So they give more importance to the people, comfort of the people, views of the people, rest hours. Therefore, people must get adequate rest and their welfare is important and take precedence over the task. Alright. So these are two extremes. And there are managers, of course, who fall within these two extremes. So one whose focus is only the task, and other manager whose focus is only the people, welfare of the people. Alright. These are two extremes. Now I'll show you a photograph where you're going to see the management style given names, or we had when we talked about tiger, penguin style, etc. So some name we had given. It does not mean the manager will have built like that named animal, or walk like that animal, or talk like that animal. It is not that. It is only suggestive of the attributes of that particular animal. For example, a manager who adopts a tiger style of management not necessarily have an agile or stout body or impressive height. Not necessary. He or she may be of smaller height or lean dispensation. It is his management style which has the attributes of a tiger, ferocious. All right, got the idea? If we put the managers and the style they adopt on a chart where x-axis represents concern for the people, the manager exhibits, and the y-axis represents the concern for the work. Manager has, we have a scenario like we see in the next slide. This management style, concern for the people, x-axis, all right, and concern for the uh, work, concern for the performance of work. So we are directive task for focus manager who is result driven, very assertive, demanding also, tiger. And other side we have what we call penguin. He is very supportive towards people. He is very kind, sociable, very sociable, likable, but he lacks drive. He doesn't believe in achieving much. That means not performance oriented. These are two extremes. Then we have very middle in the middle who has some concern for the people, some concern for work also. But he is an average manager. He can do better if he moves towards performance or adopts his style as per the demand of the as per the situation. Then there is a very passive or disengaged manager, slow moving, uninvolved, lacks no initiative in his life. He just serving his time on board the ship. Fortunately, this type of managers are very few on board the ship. Maybe other side, shore side, maybe, but on ship, these kind of managers are very few. We are lucky. Then there is an empowering manager, visionary. We call it Dolphin. He is very flexible. He moves around. Sometimes he adopts highly focused role of a manager, that is tiger style, if the situation so demands. Sometimes he adopts a manager role that of a penguin. If he finds his team is inexperienced or all are freshly promoted in their ranks, so they need some time to get used to the higher responsibility what they have just have to handle. So we'll support them, train them, guide them, motivate them. All right. So let us divulge deeper and learn about the managers, their effect on the performance of the team, because the people are the most important resources. The style of the manager will definitely affect the people, how they function, how what is the output they are able to output they are able to present. Later we shall learn the ways team members can deal with them so that a balance is maintained. You really cannot tell that master or chief engineer how to behave or how to manage, but you should learn how to deal with different type of manager which you have so that the team achieves more. Every responsive team member's role is to ensure that the team works collectively and achieve more. Remember, we are all different. We all are different. Our approach as a team member with managers having different style of management will be dictated by our personality. Indeed, we all are different. Some can deal with a you can say tiger style of manager. Others find difficult to approach. They may be very timid. All right. Some are highly assertive. They will be able to talk with the manager. Some may be able to talk or discuss with him, maybe humorously. So we all are different. So we'll talk about it as we go, as we progress. So this is the tiger style of manager. In the graph, you can see concern for the people on the x-axis, concern for the work on the y-axis, tiger. Here, directive, autocratic style of management, commonly called tiger style of management. Obviously, This manager has high concern for the tasks at hand and does not give importance to the people and have least concern for the people. He is not worried whether you are tired, you have to work more, how will it affect your, will it put you under stress? Nothing. His whole focus is on the work task at hand. This manager makes decisions unilaterally. He doesn't consult his people, doesn't discuss with them, without so no input from the team members. But a genuine tiger, not a fake tiger who pretend to be a tiger, but a genuine tiger manager is actually good at his work. He has learned the hard way and has excellent knowledge of his area of work. So his high concern for the work and low concern for the people. He adopts this style of management, highly authoritative. Okay, you might have seen this kind of managers. He makes fast decisions because he's good in his knowledge, he's good in his work, and a clear direction because of his abilities. He's also good at crisis situation again because of his knowledge. He has vast knowledge because he takes fast decisions and directs the team to act on his direction. But he does not accept any input from a team member that he takes as if that team member is challenging him, challenging his directives. So he doesn't like that. For because he is mostly authoritative and directive, he is not well liked. Well liked. But people secretly admire him because he has leadership abilities and qualities and is good in his work. But the thing is, better he is in his job, abilities and knowledge, more dangerous he becomes. This is a dangerous side in the sense that he can stifle creativity. It doesn't allow people's creativity because it doesn't take input from anybody and reduce employee morale. He often makes statements like, I have more brains than all of you put together. I do not need your ideas but need your hands. Can you think of some statement which your manager might have been making if you ever sailed with them? Hmm? Maybe my way or highway, or my way or highway. This you must have heard this adage on ships. Some managers say my way or the gangway. Either you listen to me or you go down the way off from my ship. Or some managers say, some masters might you might have heard, when I was in uniform, you were in the liquid form. That means you were not even born. They are highly authoritative managers. So, what are the effects on the team if you have managers who adopt tiger style of management? He gives orders and does not discuss with his team. That is one way communication. That's his method. He does not like being challenged or find faults with his instruction and orders. If someone gathers courage and tells him that he needed need to be changed or corrected, or he feels, sir, we could do it this way or the other way, he suggests another way of doing it, he summarily rejects them and sometimes puts them into his place. Don't tell me what to do. Things like that. A true tiger is indeed a very strong leader and good in his work. People respect him for his knowledge, as I said earlier, because his knowledge is good in emergency situations. That is also true. But because of his authoritative styles, team members feel dejected. Their inputs are never taken. Morale became low because no matter what you do, he is never satisfied. These manager standards are so high, even good people, good engineers, good deck officer, no matter what they do, he's never satisfied. So he will do good to remember that we all make mistakes. So manager must remember that we all make mistakes. Since he analyzes the problem and issues directly on his own without consulting anybody else, the day he makes a mistake, no one will dare tell him. At times, team member may even watch him make a mistake. That's the danger. Watch him make a mistake because they're too afraid to tell him that he is making a mistake. Or some may be secretly feeling serves him well if he fails. But that would be bad for the ship. If your master is given an order and with order by incorrect order, who will suffer? The whole ship will suffer. The team will suffer. Correct? So how to make the best of the situation? Of course, it's true that there is a lot to learn from a tiger or the manager who is adopted tiger style. A true tiger, since he has come up the hard way and knows his job, there are many things to learn from him. But a team effort has to be made collectively. As we discussed earlier, we all make mistakes. So try humor if you have to put your point across. Not everybody can be humorous, but some can be good at that. Or approach him when he's in a good mood. Someday he'll be in a sober mood, happy mood. That time you tell him whatever your views are. If the team member a member know that the tiger has issued an incorrect order or instruction, because sometimes tiger may make a mistake because he does not have the required information, or the information he had was missing. So he gave an instruction on the basis of the missing information. Naturally, the order will be wrong, probably. So accept it, but do not carry out any task. You cannot refuse him. The moment you refuse, he'll put you down, put you in your place. But if you know the order generally instructions will do more harm than good, then don't follow the instruction. But do not tell him. Move away and come back. Maybe after, depending on the situation, maybe after a few seconds or a minute or two, and then again try to tell him. Now this time the way you approach will make a difference. Not aggressively, assertively, firmly, jokingly, humorously, kindly, whatever. Since he's good in his job, he's quick to realize the information which you are missing. Tell him that information. He will realize, yeah, but these instructions were earlier. Of course, you have to be sure that you are correct. Naturally, because he is good, he will change his opinion. His instruction will change definitely. Once he comes to know the situation is not what he was thinking, situation is different, and the information he did not have earlier. Now you have given him the instruction, give him the information. He will change his order definitely. Maybe the senior most member of the team may repeat the word of the junior. Suppose junior say, "Don't you think, sir, we should do it this way?" Then the senior member of the team can also tell him, "I think he is right, sir." So this way, tiger may change his view, his opinion. Sometime other department, let's say if the master is so authoritative, chief engineer can talk to him, coax him, be kind towards people. Or if chief engineer is highly authoritative, master can talk with him. Concern for people, move towards, at least some have concern for people. So even a little move towards concern for the people will be good for the team. Correct? Now, another extreme is penguin, who has concern for the people. He does not has much concern for the work. He believes if the people are happy, work will be done automatically. Is my team, I have to keep my people happy. He believes that happy people achieve more. So he is supportive, even over-accommodating towards people. It's called penguin style of management. Penguin style of management manager, on the other hand, have concern for the people. In fact, extreme concern for the people. Believe that if people are kept happy and their welfare looked after, they will do more. They will do the task themselves. Unless they ask for my view, I need not interfere. He believes that performance of an individual is not important. Performance of an individual is not important, so there is no guidance, no training of individual. He has least concern for the work, believing that the task will eventually be done. So what is the harm? If not today, tomorrow. So he has low concern for the work and high concern for the people. Okay, not a very good situation, but that's the way he is. This type of manager is often well liked because he very sociable. He always have call people in maybe in his cabin, discuss, talk, joke, eh? But he's not respected as a leader because people inside know he probably is not good in his work. That's why he is socially pleasant to the everybody else, and because he is not give attention to the task or work in time of crisis, he will not be able to give any order. All right. So he communicates well and bonds well with his team. That's true. He's also pleasant to talk with. He's also pleasant to talk with very nicely and hardly ever dominate. He doesn't dominate his team members. Accommodate person even if they make mistake. So even if they make mistake, he ignores them. Doesn't guide them. Doesn't tell him you should. This is the way things should have been done. Because best learning is on the job. He hardly ever corrects them or report them or help them to improve. When he is the master or the chief engineer, he and his team does not get much work done. Naturally. When they hand over command to the next in charge on the eventual sign off, normally they make a statement. The ship had hardly any work. Everything is going good. It should be a warning sign to the incoming master or the chief engineer that now the days ahead will be tough because the team need to be put to the task. Last few months, nothing much was done. Nothing much tasks were completed because everyone was having easy way of life. So pulling the people out of that easy way of life may be a bit difficult. All right. So these are the other side of the manager. So what it brings to the team? Penguin is a good listener and communicate with his team well, but communication often irrelevant, not regarding task or job specific. Performance oriented people may get demoralized because the manager treats performers and non-performance in similar manner. Maybe like we say in Hindi, गधे और घोड़े एक ही साथ, or donkey and horses similar manner. He treats them same way. He does not differentiate between well-performing trained pedigree Arabian stud horse and non-performing horse or donkey. Team members do not learn much from his manager because he is too forgiving. Even if a mistake is made by a team member, he doesn't try to train him. Because unless the person is told you have made a mistake and the person accepts his mistake, there is no incentive for him to learn. So a mistake is a learning opportunity. So always accept your mistake, at least to yourself, so that less and less mistakes are being made going ahead. Briefings are non-existent, especially before the task is to begin, and also when the task is completed. Debriefing do not happen. Debriefing is as important as the briefing, especially if the things have gone wrong. Debriefing is very important to find out the root cause of the mistake which happened so that we can correct it going forward. All right. This is a lost opportunity for the junior team members to learn from the incident. That's the bad side of this style of management. How to make best of the situation? If you are stuck with such kind of manager, what best we can do as a team members? Since Penguin is a good listener and communicates well with his team, some of the team members may bring the talk, especially a senior member of the team, maybe second engineer, or the chief officer, or first engineer, or the first officer, whatever you call them. Talk to the task specific. When irrelevant things are going on, talks are going on, the senior member of the team should bring the talk to the job specific requirement, to discuss relevant issues which are important for the vessel at that moment, that time. Performance oriented people should take the lead. Senior most team member should take the lead and ensure focus remain on the task at hand and the planning and training for the junior. All right. Ensure briefing and briefings are carried out. You can ask him, sir, we are having briefing. Please come down. No. Or when he is in the control room, or when he is on the bridge, sir, let's have the briefing. Or after task is completed, or after the voyage, let's have a debriefing. So coax him. He will accept because socially he is well behaved. All right. Since he listens, he will slowly move towards concern for the work, and that will be good for the team. Increase challenges if the situation so arises. He responses more often than not will not be appropriate if you do not challenge him. All right. Then there is another style of management: slow moving, disengaged, passive style of management. Sloth. You know what is sloth? You must have seen. Some people call him a snail also, who remains his head is inside the shell. So snail also some people prefer to name him. This type of manager usually prefers to remain in the background. It doesn't want to catch the eyes of the top management. Has no desire to go up the ladder. Maybe approaching retirement age, or been in the position for long and does not wish to shoulder more responsibility. Possibly fed up with life. Low concern for the people and low concern for the work also. All right, zero. Fortunately, this type of managers are not much. Cannot, I have not seen in my life actually. Most people will agree with me. This type of managers are not there on the shipping industry, but they can be there, of course. So we must know about them also. A sloth puts minimal efforts toward work or term or team relationship. Avoid responsibility, decision making, and doesn't involve with the work which is going on, or doesn't work involved with the people. Maybe leave everything on the first engineer or the first officer. Or when the pilot on board, he takes the back seat. Let the pilot do whatever he is doing. He is often disengaged, passive, or burned out, kind of burned out. Or maybe he has some medical problem. Sometime, maybe highly diabetic, for example, or some other. The team has low productivity because there is no manager, no instruction from the top coming. Poor moral because nobody has incentive to do any task. No leadership. Team members morale down, as I said. No opportunity for learning because you learn from the seniors who learn from the experienced people. But here, no leadership. He does nothing. Since the team manager is hardly seen, it can create a vacuum. There is no leadership, so vacuum. And a vacuum is always tend to get filled up. That is another danger which can occur. The master responsibility leadership is lacking. So there is a vacuum. Somebody else can may take the leadership. Maybe first officer, or maybe a chief engineer. A potentially dangerous situation for the ship and the team. So what it brings to the team? This manager, the sloth, has low concern for the work and low concern for the people. He lacks authority. He might be a poor communicator for whatever reason, but he is a poor communicator. Maybe that is one of the reason for him being hidden, not being able to command or instruct people. Or maybe he's just bidding his time. I'm just retiring after 1 year. Somehow I manage my 1 year, one or two contract. Team does not achieve much. No guidance. Sometimes top management in the office not even aware of the existence of this type of the manager because he does nothing which makes him obvious. Naturally, if you have done nothing, no mistake you have done. Mistakes occur only when you have done something. If you work, there is possibility of making a mistake. But when you are not working, what mistake you can make? If mistakes are made, will be made by some other people. But they are lost learning opportunity for the team. So again, I say this type of managers are far less in the maritime environment, fortunately. So how to make best of the situation? Keep him in the loop about the ongoing task and team members by the team members. Since he lacks authority, senior most team member must take the lead and let the instruction follow, as if coming from the manager. That is, captain has said so and so, master has said so and so. Maybe it's the first officer who is giving the instruction, but it will say master has said so. Or first engineer is saying, taking the lead, giving the instruction, giving the task, giving the job. Say chief engineer wants this to be done. So as if the instructions are coming from the master or the chief engineer. A vacuum tends to get filled up. Ensure that the master chief engineer retain their authority. If their authority is sabotaged or undermined, it will be a problem for the ship. Remember that. So do not undermine the authority of a master or a chief engineer ever. He might be a poor communicator for whatever reason, but give him all support. Ask for his opinion, guidance whenever work is being planned. Request his presence more often. So when he's seen, that creates a different impact. When the master is seen or chief engineer is seen in the machinery spaces, people behave naturally, automatically differently. So try to move him, pulling up by push up by somewhat. Whichever direction he goes up, he will be somewhat better than what he is. So it will be good for the whole team. Okay. So far so good. Put your question. If you have anything, I will reply as a time available to me on the YouTube. Okay. You can post your views, questions. All right. Then there is called a ship style of management manager. We can call it an average manager. It adopts a cautious approach. He has some concern for the people, also some concern for the work. Sheep style of management. This is the most common style of management and is safe but uninspiring. That common style means most manager you will find adopt this style of management. So this management manager does not accept low performance, but targets are usually low. Standards are usually not so high. A concern for people is also not enough to cause a change of behavior, if so needed in his team. He does not make any effort in that direction. So he has some concern for the work and some concern for the people. All right. You can say average manager. What it brings to the team. This manager does have some concern for work, task, and some concern for the people, but lacks enthusiasm. Sheep sets goal, not very high. Just to get the thing going, just manage the things, just let the things run as they are. Do what is only absolutely necessary. It does not necessarily have concept of challenge and responses. Bare minimum. Communication is barely effective. Conflicts are avoided by adjusting and making compromises. Outcomes are reasonable, but not something seems to be there's something seems to be amiss. It looks other people think that there is a room for improvement. So he's an average communicator, not too keen to promote learning. You can say everything is normal, average. So he's run of the mill manager. So he can improve because he knows things, not that he is absolutely useless. So he knows the benefits. So it'd be good if he improves. The team members, especially high performance, can help him achieve more. All right. Huh? How to make best of the situation? it will not take much for the manager to involve into a top class manager. Other team members should provide all possible support and bring challenges on his table. Because he is not doesn't accept too many challenges, he tried to pull them down, but mildly. If people challenge him, team members challenge him, that means push him up. So he puts that goal higher, standards higher. So that will be good for the whole team. He will respond and rise to the occasion whenever you challenge him, or the task or the more you bring the more task on the table, or set the standards higher. Enthusiastic team members and the sheep manager together can form an excellent team. So it's possible to move him up, help him. He's a good manager, but not an excellent manager. So he understands the requirements. So second in command must be obvious of the situation and develop a good and effective communication style, but not compromise the manager's authority. Now, in the end, we have what is called a dolphin, a highly energized manager, highly flexible. He encourages challenges and responses. The responsible from his side are adequate. He has the ability to transform the team and inspires team members to have a desire to achieve more. He is an excellent manager. This manager has high concern for the work and high concern for the people. And he guides, motivates, teach the team members as per the situation. If it is important, the task is urgent, he adopts the high tiger style. If times are relaxed, he adopts the style of a penguin, especially when the team members are not very experienced. He takes that time in providing the guidance or training to the team member and bring their standard up. So then he takes them higher up, and then the more then he give them the task independently, maybe delegate task. An excellent manager, top management would always want to have such a manager. The top management from the office, and often called a dolphin style of management, is in the we should try to adopt the dolphin style of management. Highly flexible. He is highly adaptive manager who changes as per the demands of the situation. So high concern for the work and high concern for the people. This is an ideal manager. So dolphin sets high goal, high concern for the people, and says that he set very high goals. Also keep concern for the people also in the mind. Maybe changes, give proper rest at the time as per the requirement. In always rises to the occasion every time a challenge is made. His response will be adequate, very sober. Yes, he will accept, listen, then verify what you are saying is right or wrong. If you are right, he will say, "Oh yes, what you are saying is right." And he'll accept it. And if you're wrong, he'll tell you the reason why you are wrong. There's the reason. So he's good. He throws challenges. He also throws challenges to you. What do you think? He would like to listen to your opinion. Communication is effective. If any conflicts, he deals with them firmly and resolutely on time. Doesn't make compromises. All right. Dolphin is an ideal manager, wise and very loyal to the company. He nurtures his team and is an emotionally intelligent person. He uses resource management tools effectively and is flexible. He accepts challenges and his responses are positive, making team members learn from him, get their thoughts addressed appropriately. Give attention to every team member. And he addresses the weaknesses, strength. He knows the strength of of a team member and also weaknesses, and he addresses the weaknesses. So the person improves whichever area of weakness the person has. Even though he gets good result, but he is a true professional. He is never satisfied. What is a professional? In my opinion, a professional is a person who is never satisfied with the achievement and keep finding ways to do things in a better way. Whatever you are doing, even if you're doing a job in a very nice manner and good way, it can always be done in a better way, which takes less time or outcome is much better. So try to find ways of improvement. Never stop improving. Never stop learning. So that is what a professional means. Always find ways of doing things in a better way. Juniors and team members learn immensely by carrying out the work themselves as he encourages them, delegates the task to them. Of course, he keeps responsibility his, keeps an eye. He knows what is going on all the time. Provides support only when needed. So he delegates and let them do the task. But let the team carry out the task eh, themselves because you learn more by doing it. He always knows what is going on at all time, making available as and when needed. Okay. So he makes himself available as and when needed. Otherwise, he let the team members do the task. All right. Any questions? You can put up a post on the YouTube. So this is the end of module 2, resource management styles. So I shall prepare a few more lectures in this human element series going ahead. Lecture shall lead to learning about the resource management. The lecture will be useful for both deck and engine officers. I recommend that you watch them together on your ships. Maybe senior officers, junior officers, senior engineers, junior engineers. I request you all to post your comments and what topic you should want me to cover. I shall be working on my next module, explaining need to have a balance between authority of the master and chief engineer, master or chief engineer, and assertiveness of the team member. Watch out for the next module. So if you like, you may make the voluntary contribution if you feel the lecture was beneficial. This is my PayPal ID. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.